The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great week, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your words. Seek to know the truth. When you hear an opinion and believe it, you make an agreement, it becomes part of your belief system. The only thing that can break this agreement is to make a new one based on truth. Only the truth has the power to set you free. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 19, NASDAQ off 2, S&P's off $1.50. Gold contract up $29, trading at $1,394 an ounce. Silver up 55 cents at $22.90 an ounce. Platinum down 36 at $1,490 an ounce. Copper up 3.5 pennies at $3.35 a pound. Light sweet crude up 63 cents at $96.65 a barrel. Bonds down 8 ticks at 143.23. King dollar down 482 ticks at 83.90. The euro up 47 at 128.86, and the yen down 93, trading out at 102.28. My phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at it. What do you have? So we make it up to 1672. You close at 1664. We did 500 million. 500 versus 800. So what you have here is that, yeah, you got over the high, closed underneath the high. Now we'll see if we get any expansion on the way down and what type of volume we have there. You know, when we take a look at this, I don't believe there was a day that we've been down since April 18th. So that's a month. Dow Industrials. We go into the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. What the Dow Industrials did was this. There she is. Okay. So Dow Industrials get to a price point today. Okay, that's good. She made a high, too. So that's cool. So the Dow made a new high, 15,391, closed at 335, 500 million versus the 800 million. Now, inside the Dow, folks, you know, to me, the Dow is basically screaming. Why? Because you had Big Blue, IBM, come all the way up to the gap, had lighter volume, couldn't handle the gap. Only pulled back 84 cents today. Procter & Gamble, PG, different animal. Same setup, though. Got up to the gap last Wednesday, failed at the gap, now got to come down 93 cents with a slightly expansion of volume on the way down. NASDAQ Composite. We go over to the Composite. What you have with the Composite is this. Composite also made a new high, 35.09. She closed at 34.96. We did 1.6 billion versus 1.8. Dollar index. Well, no, actually, let's go to gold first. Now we're talking. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so what does gold do? Wide price spread, big time. So the price spread out here today, folks, was 13.36 at the low. We closed, we're at 13.93 right now. The April 16th low, which it was going after, was 13.2150. So we got basically $15 over it. Rejected that lower level, did it with lighter volume. So it did everything that it was supposed to do. That's what it really comes down to here, okay? We'll see if, in fact, it can get a follow-through. Well, I like how it can close. I'll tell you that. I didn't want this closed in the middle of the deal. I like how it closed. What I don't like, okay, so that's the gold contract. If we go over to the GLD, well, this is screaming in the gold contract too, folks, okay? So if this dies on the vine by tomorrow, it's going to be a problem. This is what it is. And the GLD, what is just sitting out there like screaming, is a price point of 119. And we got down to 130. And that same high of 2009 is also screaming in the gold contract. So this follow through. So let's picture what you have here. We had a high volume low in April. You did the first counter trend bounce with no juice behind it. You got some price behind it. You know, price got up pretty good. You come back for the test. This very well could be the test. The test did it on lighter volume. What's going to happen also is this. In the month of May is testing the month of April. If, in fact, we have that rejection of price, and it happens right now in May, that's going to be sweet, because what it did is it went under the April low, went into the April low, okay, and rejected it at this point. And we're going to have dramatically lighter volume on a monthly basis. Now what you need out of a bottom like that is fast price destruction, fast price acceleration with wide price spread. You get that going, the next retracement would be the buy. The only problem that I have inside that context right now is how that GLD is sticking out like a sore thumb. The gold contract itself is sticking out like a sore thumb, meaning down to that December 2009 high. If you saw what they did with silver last night, folks, is pretty intense. They opened silver, and they had to stop it from trading 3 separate times. You know, if you woke up this morning, you don't even know that, but the bottom line is that was pretty intense. Silver actually made it down last night to 20.25. And what happened is that the acceleration down was so quick. And so with silver here, we actually got a high volume, a lower low that has higher volume. So silver is going to go after this 2025 once again. If we go over to the dollar index and we look at the dollar index, this is what you have. The dollar index right now is pulling back on dramatically lighter volume. So the dollar's in a ABC structure on the way up to about 85.50. That's a small ABC, by the way. It's pushing levels with 50,000 contracts on the way up. Well, it come back 482 ticks today, which is a good pullback. But guess what? Volume died in the vine in the pullback. 34,000 contracts. That's saying we did 47,000 on Friday. That's saying that, hey, you know what? This dollar is going higher, and it's going to go higher very quickly. 877-927-6648. Let's take a look at some of the high-volume stocks. And no doubt, today was one of the lowest volume days out here. We had Freeport McMoran. She was up 20 cents. Yahoo is up 6. How about Yahoo buying that company for $1 billion with no revenue? Pretty wild. We had Facebook down 49 cents. Microsoft was up 26. Corning was up 17. Barrick Gold was up 135. So let's go over to ABX for a second, because what's intriguing about ABX to me is that Paulson, bottom line, threw in the tile in ABX. So now you know that the largest holder's out of it, which is important, first off. It still has a high volume low at 1751, and the 1751, folks, is testing the 1727 going all the way back from October of 2008. So there's a couple different things you can get out of a lot of these equities, but in general, out of the gold equities. And what it is that those high volume lows wanted to get tested. So picture, you had, Barrick is down to $17. Does a counter trend bounce all the way back to 55. It's high. Volume dies in the vine at the high. Has volume come off the high. And then what we did do in April is that she actually come into the lows with heavier volume than the 2008 lows. We come in to those lows at 548 million versus 472 million. So see, the key here also in the ABX would be that it just gets a little bit lower for May to test that low. And to go back to why I'm so intrigued with it, it's because Paulson is out of it. That cleans out the major holder, and I suspect we're going to see that. And unfortunately, you don't know when he sold, but I can tell he had to sell in the last. Well, he could have been selling up there at 34. We don't. I don't know. The filing was as of March 31st. So as of March 31st, this price was still up there at $28 versus $17 that it went down to. Some of the large caps we have out here. American Express was up $1.08. That's got some firepower underneath it. Coke was down 59. Oxy was up 85. Honeywell was down 22. Big Blue's in trouble. Let's go to Big Mac and see what McDonald's is doing here. MCD. Okay, so McDonald's is still in a consolidation. That's the way that is set up right now. And what do we have here? You stay right there, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. We're going to be coming right back. We had the Dow finish down 19, Nasdaq off 2.5, S&P's off 1, gold up $28, silver up 55 cents, platinum up $36. We're going to be right back.